Oh, it's free? Oh, no.
I can't believe it.
We are here. Welcome, everybody. This is such an exciting show today. I can't wait to talk about sports.
I know. I'm excited.
Welcome, everybody in chat. JT, we see you. Thank you so much for being here. Unfiltered Brew, I think this is episode 4. We're making moves here. Today we have Mr. Goose, aka Hawk Mania, or the Seahawks' media man, as I like to call him. Oh, sorry, Seahawks. Gotta.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I gotta tell the people the truth. Gotta tell the people the truth. How are we doing today?
I'm good.
Good. Glad to hear it. We are excited because it's gonna be about sports, and of course we're gonna keep it somewhat with gaming today, but we are gonna dive into sports talk. A lot been going on with the playoffs, NBA, NHL, and so which one do you watch more, basketball over hockey?
Yeah, I watch basketball.
Basketball.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not that much of a NBA fan anymore because of how
Soft
many
is.
shots and threes they take. I'm more of a college basketball fan,
Right.
but yeah, just I'll watch the NBA here and there.
I mean, I totally get it.
I know about it a lot.
The basketball game, to me, I used to love. That was my number one. But then I noticed how soft it was. It was getting so soft. Everything's a foul. They don't let people play anymore. And you're right. It's all just shooting threes. Like, there's no offensive plays anymore.
Yeah, I mean, most of the offensive plays
Uh-huh.
or it's like screenplays. So they'll go like, if
Pick
you
and
want to get
rolls.
open, yeah, no, it's more like they'll set a screen outside, and then you
Yes,
have to cut inside and then cut back and then grab another screen and then shoot it. It's
totally.
basically it's basically that now.
It's
So
honestly a lot slower pace too compared to college. Like
you think so?
college, yeah, I think
I think
college is fast. I think they have energy. It's because they're young. I think that's what
yeah.
it is. I think the older you get, the tougher they walk up and down the court. I mean, I get it with age. I can understand that. I won't
Well,
fault them.
I mean, the NBA is pretty fast because they score around like 120, 115 points per game, which I
Yeah,
think is ridiculous.
it is.
Like there's like no defense.
That's what I'm saying. Like back in the day when I was watching it, like growing up, it was not like this.
Yeah,
It
it was
wasn't like
not.
that. It was like unheard of. If you got to 100, it's like, damn, that's like a special game,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, it definitely was. It was more defensive back then. Mostly
Right.
like what we were talking about earlier. It was more in the post.
Right.
Like the people relied on the post, and
Right.
3-point shooting was rare. Like Ray
It
Allen
was.
was
Yeah.
the only one who would shoot threes, and
Ray
Reggie
Allen was good.
Miller.
Yeah. I hated Ray Allen, but I can't deny his 3-point talent.
I loved Ray Allen when he played for the Sonics.
Oh, first song. Okay. I was going to say
Yeah.
When he went to Celtic, because he had no choice. But when we went to Celt, that team can literally,
The Celtics.
yeah.
Yeah, I hated it. I hated when he went to the Celtics.
I think
Uh,
that team was so gross. I have a lot to say about that, but that team was so disgusting. I
I mean,
actually had Paul Pierce on the same airplane as me. He bumped into me boarding the airplane, and I didn't even recognize him because but he was like super tall, and I should have, but I didn't care. And he had gold Beats headphone, okay? And I was
gold.
gold. Yeah, they were gold. And
Wow.
I was like, "Excuse you?" And I was like, just complaining to my family. I was like, "This guy just bumped into me. How rude!" He didn't say anything. And then we get on the airplane, and I noticed it was Paul Pierce. And then I was like, "You know what? It makes so much sense." And then a kid asked him for his autograph when we had landed in Mexico, because that's where we were going.
Mhm.
And he said he was with his family, so he couldn't. Like he's like 8 years old, and you can't even sign an autograph for him. Like it's so gross.
Yeah, I've heard from fans that he's not a very good person.
No. That whole Boston
So
team, minus I never heard anything bad against Ray Allen. But Paul Pierce shot himself. Don't forget it. He shot
nah, he
himself.
did. He
He
did.
shot himself. He
I
did.
love the conspiracy. I love the conspiracy videos
Dude,
on YouTube.
right? It's like
Yes.
he didn't get a wheelchair because he was injured. He shot his pants. He shot
Yeah.
his pants.
They said he had a cramp. He had like a cramp in his
Yeah.
leg.
That's what we're saying, you know?
Yeah, but there was somebody then zoomed in to like
Right.
his butt area that said, "No, that's a brown spot right there. You
Oh,
pooped your pants."
he pooped his pants. I would too playing against Kobe. I would too. It just proves you know what sucks is Gasol totally cost them the ring for the Lakers, which is
But
wild to me.
right, but the next year they won it.
They did, but Gasol still sucked. I mean, I always thought his brother was better. Mark was better than Pa.
Really,
I
nah,
think
that
Pa
was smart.
he sucked. If you gave
Nah.
him it was like if it was right next to the basket, I couldn't put my money on him to score. Like
Really?
I mean he cost him the championship. Yeah.
What, the first one, not the second
It
one?
doesn't matter. It's just like it's 1-2. It was like we should have won. You know what I mean? Like that.
You should have won, but I was like that time I was rooting for Boston because I didn't like the Lakers, and then I was rooting for Boston again, and the Lakers won. So
Yeah, I'm a huge Spurs fan, but I always loved Kobe. So if the Lakers were in it and Spurs were not, I would root for the Lakers.
so you were rooting for the Spurs to be my Miami Heat.
Oh yeah, when LeBron faked his cramps, get over yourself, and we lost. I won't forget. Yeah, I won't
I'm
forget it.
not, but my Heat beat your team. I think the next year or something like that.
Yeah, we did. It was bad. You know, I always say they set it up for a three. Always the teams that go head to head 3 times, and then they move on.
Yeah,
That's why. Yeah.
I wasn't I mean, when LeBron James came to the Heat, I was super excited, but I was more of a Dwayne Wade fan.
Okay.
So I really based my own game. Like when I play, I base it on Dwayne Wade.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, yeah, Dwayne Wade was a force to be reckoned with. Definitely a
oh,
problem to me.
he
Yeah.
was good. He should have
There.
won the score. He should have won the scoring title that one year, but
Yes.
he never did.
He
He
didn't.
didn't. Nope.
Who was it? Chris Bosh. Never heard of him again, right? Like he kind of disappeared. I
Yeah,
don't know. Anyone know
he's
what happened
not.
to him?
He still lives in in Florida.
Okay. He just like
He isn't really on social media that
good
much.
for him.
He likes to keep his life private.
Good for him. I mean, you
He
got
got
your win. You got out.
Yeah, he's in the NBA Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Which I'm really happy about because he deserves it. He went into the Miami Heat Ring of Honor.
Okay.
So yeah, and he's very everybody loves him basically
Okay.
down there. So he stays down there.
Okay. So that
So
honestly, then yeah, he. I was just thinking like I haven't heard from. Do you remember Birdman?
I do remember Birdman.
I saw him recently. He's completely like healthy. He's
What?
sober. He looking good. Like
Yeah,
he's looking like a healthy person. Like he did not look
that's good.
healthy. Yeah.
That's good.
He's
We were we,
nice.
yeah, we were so happy for him when he won his first ring with the Heat.
Yeah. I mean, he was trashy at that time though. Not gonna.
Yeah, but
So I wasn't happy
hey,
about it.
we also had Gary Payton. We had Jason Williams.
But like I had
Ooh,
Tony Parker, Tim Duncan,
all Hall of all Hall of
Robert
Famers.
Ory. Yeah, I know. I mean, that Spurs was like unimaginably.
That
Oh my God. I just miss it so much. It'll never
yeah,
get back to it.
no, I agree. I mean, looking back, like you said, you had Robert Hoy.
Hmm.
You had Manu. I love Manu.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Uh, Tony Parker, Tim Duncan. Who was that? Really good defender. He was bald. There was a
Oh, Bowens?
boat. I love that
Yeah.
guy too.
Yeah. Yeah. That
My
was
God,
another yeah, that was my older. And I actually so Robert Ory came to my basketball camp one time. And that's how I even fell in love with the Spurs when I was young, like 6. And
six.
he came and talked to us, like, for kids and things like that.
Yeah.
And since then that's why when people are like, why do you like San Antonio? It's like, that's why.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So
That
it
makes
was,
sense.
I mean, Robert Ory was the time I remember it was so iconic when he set that screen, and Steve Nash broke his nose.
Oh, that's a different time. I don't remember that.
Oh, you remember? Okay, and they literally were idolizing Steve Nash and the Phoenix Suns, which I don't understand. I hated Steve Nash, always will. So he broke his nose and they put a Band-Aid on it, and like the
Yeah.
statue at the Phoenix Suns stadium at the time, they put a Band-Aid on his statue. They
Really?
like hated Robert, or like they wished death upon it. It was like kind of crazy. It was, and all the guy did was stand there, and he didn't see him, and that's
Wow.
why he ran into him.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a good time. I mean,
I
I loved it.
I just remember the time where he was running. I think it was against the Lakers, and it made
Hmm.
me because it was the time I liked the Lakers for a little bit,
Okay.
and it pissed me off to the point where I just lost like just exploded.
I
Where
see.
Robert Horry came up from like the post, took the screen. It was in the middle of the three.
Yeah.
He shoots it. It banks. I think it banks in or swishes, and the Spurs go to like I think the finals or something.
That I think I know exactly what you're talking about. I
And
think I
when
know
he,
what you're talking about.
I turned off the TV and I walked outside.
I remember my sister and I being very heated because she was a huge Laker fan on that. It was a little
She's a,
awkward in the house.
she, she's a Lakers fan.
Yeah, but not anymore. She was Kobe, just Kobe.
It's
Like,
Kobe.
the Kobe, Farmar, Derek Fisher, Lamar Odom,
I hated Derek.
that team, that like, amazing team.
No,
It
Derek.
was
I
an
hated
amazing team.
Derek
It was
Fisher.
a really,
I
I
remember
mean,
I remember the inbound pass he did. He caught it
yeah.
and then he just fades away, shoots it with his typical left hand, and it swishes in, and they won.
Yeah, I remember that.
That would make me so mad.
Oh man, that was the team, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I remember I've always felt bad. It was Jason Capono. He won the 3-point contest. He was
that's just Capone.
such a good 3-point shooter, but he was everyone like never, like I feel like they took him for granted. They barely played him, but this man literally helped so much for his teams. And I always felt bad for him, and I never forget him. I always feel bad for him. And then
I
I was
remember Jason
thinking,
Capone.
Vujacic, who I
Voyage.
absolutely hated on the Lakers. I will say I hated him. He was like a
Boy,
rat. He was a rat. He was a rat.
right. That Lakers team was dirty.
Hey,
Loved
no,
it.
he was dirty. I really did not. I'll never forget him because I hated him so much.
What about Ronald Test? Met a world
Oh, I
peace.
met him. I met him too. His daughter. Okay, but
Uh,
I didn't actually talk to him because this is the time that he had just abused his wife. Okay, so this is like those allegedly, of course, allegedly. This was like that time. He was still
yeah, that
playing
time.
for the Sacramento, and he was still Ron Artest. His daughter was in the same tournament as I was in Reno, in Nevada. So it was like this big tournament. And
Mm-hmm.
he walked up, and we took a picture from behind. And my sister and I were like, "Go talk to him." We were like, "No, we're too afraid." So we just let him go. We let him go. But he's a scary guy. But you know, the fighting is what is needed sometimes.
Yep. What did you think about some of the fights this year in the NBA? If you paid attention to them.
I think fighting in the NBA is ridiculous. To me, I think it's just. I watch a lot of hockey, and that's the real fights. I
Oh,
think NBA is just too talky, too chatty, too soft. They
right.
take everything so personally, unless you're like Ron Artest throwing a chair at somebody. You know what I mean? That was like the last good fight. What about you?
I mean, the NBA kind of needs it
It does need
because,
it. It
like
does
you
need it.
said, the NBA is kind of soft.
It is. It's one
So
of the softest.
there was kind of a couple fights at the end of the season that happened. That was like, yes, we kind of need it.
We
So,
need it. They need it. I'm not talking like, curb stomping, which we'll get into, but I'm talking like just a little fighting.
right.
It's healthy, you know?
So so changing the subject real quick.
Yeah.
So do you remember? So you've been hearing about all the injuries that's been happening with like all the superstars,
Mhm.
and Paul George. You know who that is?
Mhm. Mhm.
He brought up a really good conversation.
What do you say?
It was about It was about the injuries,
Okay.
and he said that a lot of the superstars aren't working out during the season anymore. They
Interesting.
are just going to practice, shooting around, doing drills, and then going home.
So true.
And so it got, and then Paul George said he believes that all the injuries that are happening is
Yeah.
because they aren't lifting weights anymore. If they are lifting weights, it would really help with like maximizing your body, building up muscles. So,
That is so true. I've noticed that NBA is kind of out of shape, and I don't mean out of shape like they're not the best shape they can be.
right.
That's totally
So
a good point.
if you think about it, a lot of the basketball players from the 2000 era up to around, I want to say 2018,
Right.
we didn't really see a lot of superstars get injured. Like Kobe hardly got injured.
True.
Tim Duncan.
True.
I know you hate it. It's Steve Nash.
Yeah, no, he was
Uh,
healthy. Yeah.
but it's like all these old school basketball players that hardly shot threes, mostly mid range,
Right.
never really got hurt.
That's a true point.
But
No,
then from like
you're right.
2018 to now, it's like basketball. It's this our superstars are getting hurt.
It's all about conditioning.
Yeah.
And
So it's like
that's what it is. You don't train your body, you don't take care of it. Like you don't want to push yourself to be stronger. This is what's going to happen.
yeah. So I thought I was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
That's so
So,
true. They're all scrawny or out of
mhm.
shape. There's no one like muscular anymore.
Right.
Like who looks
It's
like
like
Dwight Howard anymore? Nobody.
no one. Like Luka Doncic
Mm-hmm.
gets injured. I'm just like, how?
It's it is kind of crazy. There's so much injuries. I don't know half the time if they're selling it or if, but then you realize that they're out. Like I don't know. I don't know. With basketball, it's like just so like with hockey, you can literally like Evander Kane slit his wrist. Someone skated over his wrist and he was back months later, but like he was already skating a month and a half after that. Like that's a real injury. Basketball, it's like you always hear they have a contusion, which is just a fancy word for a bruise, and they're out for 3 games.
Right. It's
Like,
just like, okay. Oh my god.
yeah, I just don't get it.
I remember reading this fan came just to see Jimmy Butler play,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and he said he was hurt.
What like
So the fan traveled from like Japan just to
Wow.
see him. And but the which I think was ridiculous, which is fair, is they give the fan like an extra ticket to see Jimmy Butler like the next day.
Okay, that's good.
So
But like, you couldn't have played the day before.
yeah,
Like, I just don't understand. As somebody, I'm a runner and I run every single day. And I have literally ran through injuries that have made it worse because I just kept running. So
right.
if
I understand.
you know what I mean? Like, if I can do it, there's no way that these people can't do it.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't buy it. Like, I have ran with broken shins time and time. Like, I had a muscle tear in my groin, which almost was, it was almost at the stage of surgery because I kept running on it. No matter how much pain I was in, I kept running. I almost was, yeah, it was pretty bad. But my point is, like, if I ran through that, then what is wrong with you?
I don't know.
You know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're going to talk sports first, and then we'll kind of wrap it with gaming because I want to get in because Kraken have officially started playing, and I'm taping the game, so I don't want to hear, because yeah, I don't want to hear. So we'll start with I guess we'll start with hockey first, just because I don't want to ruin any scores and stuff.
Go for it.
For those that don't know, we are in first round of playoffs, which is seriously the best time. Hockey playoff is so good. It is so good. But before, there is this guy who got injured, and I want you guys to watch this video. He got nearly 80 stitches on his face, came back out that same game. He came back out the same game. And you're telling me that people in basketball can't come back from an injury? Like, are you serious? So I'm going to
80
play
stitches. Wow.
nearly 80. It was like 78. Skate to a face, and I'll show you guys. Let me get in. Let me show you.
That's insane.
It's insane.
Was that the article I was reading in the morning?
Probably. It's not here. Here it is. It's coming. They'll slow down. There it is. They'll slow down.
That's insane.
You'll see it. This was literally the game one. Don't worry. They'll slow it down. Okay. So he leaves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get copyright for this music. Okay, so keep your eye on him. He's coming. He gets pushed. Wait. Right there. They're going to slow it down. He gets pushed. Skate to the face. Here it is. He's right here. 36. And then, they're like not like kind of showing it, but he gets pushed. I don't know why they're like acting weird with it, but either way, it is insane. Oh wait, here we go. Okay, that was just the play. So, 80 stitches.
80 stitches.
80 stitches, came back out that game. I don't know why they didn't slow down on it. I think because it was pretty grotesque, but you can find clips of that. It's disgusting, and he just put a grate on his face like they do the cage and came back out. Because hockey is built different. These guys are literally built different. So
Hey, yeah, I'm just like, I love watching hockey fights.
They're the best.
But 80 stitches.
I mean, luckily it didn't hit his eye. Like, if it hit his eye, I think he would have lost it easily. I mean, a skate is so sharp, and to have, I mean, somehow it went like around, but he had an angel watching over him because there's no way that you didn't hit your eye.
Yeah, he wanted to play. I mean, it's the playoffs, so he wanted to come back and play. I understand. You want to win. I get it. From a competitor standpoint, yeah, I get it.
I totally get it too. That would be me. I don't care if I was like dying. I have to get back out.
I don't remember which team it was, but I was reading something that I think 3 players got it. There was like 3 fights.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
And some hockey player got a penalty. It was
A penalty.
penalized for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's how it is for fighting.
I was just like, I love it.
If it's like really bad, it could be 15. But it'd have to be like really, really bad. But usually that means that's at the end of the game. Then they just go to the locker room because they're already locked in. But yeah, fighting is always about 5 minutes. So for the scores here, we have Lightning, Maple Leafs. It looks like they're in a power play with almost 7 minutes left to go. Maple Leafs, yeah, I was shocked that they lost so badly their first game, but now it looks like they returned the favor that they're winning this one, so the series will be tied. We got Rangers and Devils. Honestly, I think Devils won't even make it. Rangers for sure. They made it far last year. They'll make it far this year. So that's 3-1. We don't know.
Rangers.
I don't like East Coast for sure. So we'll worry about that when we get there. You know what I mean? Rangers and Devils. So yeah, they're gonna be 2-0. Kraken and Avalanche. It's literally starting like 10 minutes. It's probably gonna be puck drop. So we'll be excited to see what happens there. Winnipeg with the guy that injured himself. That's the team he was on. I hate the Golden Knights with everything that I have. So I pray that the Jets just wipe them out.
My friend picked the Knights to win the series, but if Winnipeg wins, he has like a big beard. He has to shave his beard off.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That would be interesting.
They had so there's this group of guys at the school I work for, and it's basically a bunch of big guys with like beards, and they made bets of like you have to cut your beard off if you lose.
I love that.
I don't have to do it because I have a baby one.
Yeah, but that's okay. That means you get to just like gaslight everyone else, say you guys gotta get in. Well, you don't have to. That's what that means. We got so this is the playoff bracket. So whoever the winner of the Dallas Wild series is, and I'm hoping it's Minnesota, they'll be playing the Avalanche Kraken, and the Oilers and LA, which they won yesterday 4-2. The winner of that series will play Winnipeg or Vegas, and let's hope it's Winnipeg. I think Oilers versus Winnipeg will be a sight to see. And East Coast, I'm sure Boston will win since they had a flawless season. They literally broke a record with how many wins they had. But, regular season means nothing in playoffs. You could lose it all.
Did the Bruins beat the Detroit Red Wings record of wins in the season?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, really?
They broke all kinds of records. Yeah. Boston is, but like I said, they could throw it all the way in playoffs. Like you can have a flawless season and playoffs is what matters. The worst team, wild card, could always come and win the cup, even though they had a terrible season, It's like that sometimes. I'm hoping.
You're going to see my cat, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. Don't worry. We like animals here.
Hi.
So yeah, Maple Leafs and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has won 3 times. Oh no, twice back to back. So we're kind of done with them winning. So I'm hoping Toronto. It'll be Toronto versus Florida. Winner of that series. Carolina 2-0. So it'll probably knock out the Islanders.
Wow, Carolina made it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're 2-0. They're a good team this year.
Wow.
So
they're usually garbage.
Usually, yeah. But this year they actually are surprisingly good. They traded for a lot this year.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
I think they'll knock out the Islanders. So I really think it'll probably be Rangers versus Carolina. See, Toronto either does really good or really bad. So I honestly don't know who will win the Toronto-Tampa Bay, but I'm pretty sure Boston will win Florida. But I'm going to root for Florida Panthers anyway. But
Florida did good this year.
Yeah, they're good. But did you know last year they lost because the night before their game 7, all of them went to a strip club and lost it? Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, they went to a strip club the night before, and the coach reamed them a new one in the morning, and they literally lost that game. Yeah, fun fact. There you go.
Note to self, don't go to the strip club before your big game.
That's it. After you win, fine, live it up. I don't care what you do. Just win it.
Right.
But it's so embarrassing. So it's going to be exciting to see. My goal, I hope it's going to be Kraken Wild, Winnipeg Oilers, and then East Coast, I don't really care too much. Like, we'll worry about it when we get there. It's all about the Pacific over here. But
facts.
It's got to be Kraken. Everyone's sleeping on them. You know what I mean?
I think so.
Everyone's
They got good.
sleeping.
They got a good player. No one really talks about Smitty. So.
No one does. I mean, this is a team they all thought, okay, so Vegas's first year, they did like flawless because we all know the odds in Vegas kind of dictate who wins sports. I think we can
Right.
all agree on that, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Vegas, of course, had to do good because the money is in Vegas. The money is not in Seattle. So they didn't care that first season coming in. But I knew that they were in the rebuilding. They were offering crazy millions of amounts of dollars for people to leave. I mean, Grubauer, who's a Stanley Cup winner, left his team to come play for Seattle.
Right.
Like, that's huge.
I think everybody was shocked about that.
It was shocking. I mean, I think honestly, without him is the only reason why I don't think Avalanche will win it all this year, because most of the team stayed together. Not everybody, but most. So he could have definitely easily won it back to back, but he left. So I'm thinking Seattle, like it's just that team. Everyone thinks they come in, it's easy sweep, and then they lose it.
Yeah. So yeah, we were.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
Seattle social media was like blowing up when the Kraken won the first game.
yeah,
It was
because
it was
it's
insane.
insane. I was like, no way. I was like, you know what? If we win one at Colorado, it's great, but we have to win two at home. But the fact that they took it there, and I think Avalanche probably will win it today only because they're like, oh, shit, we have to pay attention now. This team isn't as easy as we thought, and I think they'll bring out all the stops today. But if it's Martin Jones in the net, I think it's a for sure we lost. Not gonna lie.
Martin Jones had a winning record though this year.
Yeah, but the thing is, knowing his history, because he was on my team prior, he will choke. It's just a matter of time.
It's a matter of time.
A matter of time, this guy will choke. It's sad, but like he's a great backup to Brew. I just think that right now against Avalanche, like I think if we take Avalanche, we win it all. If you take out the defending champs, I think that's a clear cut to the end.
I see that too. The only team that we have to beat is Boston.
Yeah. And that's if Boston even, I mean, they're tied. I mean, which is shocking because Boston shouldn't even be tied right now. But I think Boston will still win it. But I think Carolina, my predictions is either Boston or Carolina are going to the Cup for East. That is mine. We all know Toronto sucks. Like they can have a good moment, but Toronto never makes it.
I heard they're inconsistent too.
Yeah, they've like never won and they've been around the longest.
They never won?
I'm pretty sure that they never won. Let me double check on that stat. But I'm like 90% sure they've never won. As Maple Leafs, I think they're one that also has not. Oh, they did. Okay. Oh shit, they won 13. I was wrong. Okay, it's in like 1918, 1922. Okay, no one's going to remember that. The last time they won was 67. Who's going to remember that? All right, so they've won a bit, but it was like ancient day that no one should even remember.
Ancient era.
So I definitely think Carolina or Boston making it. And I think for West, it's going to be, it depends. Oilers are such a good team, but you know what? They get shafted on the reffing. They do get shafted.
Don't they have the Oilers? Don't they have the two highest scores?
McDavid, aka McJesus, and Leon Draisaitl. Yeah. So
I heard the ballers.
They're literally this team like lineup like stacked. But the thing is, Gary Bettman, who owns the NHL, it's literally notoriously known that he hates Canada. He hates it. He was going to move the Arizona Coyotes to Canada, which like they don't even have 30 people sitting in their stadium, but he refused to go to Canada. It's kind of known. It's like, you know, people can call it a conspiracy or whatnot, but everyone knows that he hates Canada and the officiating is literally always against the Canadian team. Since Gary Bettman has taken over as commissioner as the NHL, no Canadian team has won a cup.
Really?
Yeah, really. So it's just to show the bias. It is there. But I think if Oilers, they don't get shafted with it, they'll be fine. They'll make it far. But I think the thing is, though, I mean, if it's Seattle, as much as I love the Oilers, I got to go with Seattle.
I think Seattle's going to do it.
I think Seattle can do it. You guys heard it here first. Like, I really think we've got this. Honest to God. But, yeah, that kind of, so those are my predictions. I think he's saying you're locking in with Seattle for it all.
I'm locking in.
He's
Seattle.
locking in.
I have to. There's no other team I like.
Yeah, no, I get it.
It's gonna be them Kraken.
Dude, Kraken is such a strong name. It's like so smart because you have Washington, state of Washington, like boating, all kinds
Yeah,
of fishing and all that. So it makes so much sense to go Kraken. I love their logo. I love their
the logo's
colors.
awesome and the color's awesome. Yeah,
The anchors on the side of their jersey, on their shoulder, it just makes so much. It's so awesome. I love it.
I
Dude,
love it. I hope that more like hockey superstars
go there.
see it. Go there. Yeah,
Absolutely. I think we definitely need if we don't win it this year, I would say for sure next if we need just need like one good player.
I agree.
Like but we have injuries right now. That's the thing. It's like healthy. I don't even think I've ever heard the coach open his mouth. I honestly don't even know what he sounds like. The guy who always looks calm, cool, and collected. I don't even see him open his mouth
He
ever.
opens his. You have to watch the reels.
Yeah, the reels, right? Because it's like every time I see him, I'm like, are you gonna yell at them? Or are you gonna just sit there? Like,
Oh, our winning like when they pick when the Kraken players pick the player of the game for their game, they have a pirate hat,
I love that. And the
which is
fish,
awesome. Yeah.
they got the fish too if they win. Yeah,
Hmm.
I love that. I mean, everything about it is just so smart. And it's, I mean, Seattle fans. I mean, a lot of people in Seattle were rooting for the Sharks because that was the closest team. You know, um, location wise, the Sharks were the closest, and I knew people from Seattle that were repping Sharks. And then Seattle got their own, and then I feel like everyone from Sharks went to Seattle. We went
Oh
north.
heck yeah!
We went
You
north.
have to.
Yeah,
You have.
absolutely. You
No, I
absolutely
just
do.
I oh man, I was just I mean I'm not much of a hockey fan as you know,
Yeah,
but I was excited to
yeah.
finally get a hockey team. It was too long,
It
and
was too.
now it's like Adam Silver for the NBA is working really hard to get an NBA team in
Yeah,
in Seattle. So
which they had. They should have never got rid of it.
I know, but the owner Bennett, we were supposed to have him for one more year, but he was too impatient, and he bought out the contract. So that's why they're
There you
in.
go. Yeah, there you go. That makes. I mean, yeah. It's the people with the money that control these teams. It sucks
Yep,
because if we're up to, it should be ran like the Green Bay Packers, where the people own the team.
that's true. The Packers are owned by people.
Yeah, and I love that. I think it's so awesome that they do that. Honestly, and I can't wait to talk more about football with you when we get into football season. Like,
Oh man,
it's going to be
which
a lot of fun.
invite me when the Seahawks and the 49ers play each other.
Oh yeah, that's no, you're more than welcome to always be on here, just FYI. But for sure when it's football season, we're not gonna be this nice to each other.
Oh no, I'm not that mean
No,
anymore.
I'm not mean either. I mean,
I
you're cool,
used to
you're
be
cool.
I used to be so mean to people. Like, oh
Oh,
my god, me and
it's
my buddy, we used to woo that.
like literally rage at each other.
Yeah,
Love
like
that.
you suck, you suck.
Love that. I absolutely love that. I am very, very serious about sports, kicking people out, cussing them out. Um, going for the jugular, basically making him feel worthless. Like, I will do anything to support my team.
Hey, I mean, yeah, I'm excited to have football talk with you. That's gonna be fun.
That's going to be a lot of fun. I totally agree. I can't wait. And, but we don't have football today, but we do have basketball, guys. And give an update on that. So, for today, right now, the Philadelphia 76ers are playing the Brooklyn Nets, which I hate that they're the Brooklyn Nets. It was the New Jersey Nets. We all know this.
Yeah, it's just yeah, facts,
It's the
facts,
New Jersey
facts.
Nets and the New York Knicks. Okay, this is what it always was. I will refuse to call it Brooklyn. I don't care. So they're tied right now with literally a minute left in the fourth. Um, we have Phoenix and Clippers. They're playing today. Series is tied. I honestly don't know why Phoenix always has such a good season and then chokes in the playoffs.
They had a horrible season.
Yeah, I know last year they had like a flawless season and they still lost in the playoffs.
Yeah,
What I don't
yeah.
understand is how they can play so well during the season and then choke. Like, I have such a hard time understanding that.
Because they don't know where to put not Kevin Love, Kevin Durant.
Yeah, Durant, he was injured. He injured himself on his debut.
Yeah,
And
he tripped on. There was supposedly a sweaty spot on the court, and he tripped
yeah,
on it.
yeah. Well, with legs as skinny as his, you would obviously think that, yeah, he's going to injure himself. That
right?
guy needs to eat a burger. You know what I mean? Um. Oh, Philadelphia just went up. They scored a 3, so 30 seconds left there. So yeah, I'm assuming Clippers won't win it all. I
No,
mean, they won't.
they're gonna lose tonight because Quiet's out.
He's always out. He's always out. He's always injured. I really don't know what to say about that guy, but I have a lot negative to say because after what he pulled with the Spurs, don't care about his future in this game.
Hey, sadly, he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame.
He definitely will be. I mean, I do like his name though because it means coffee. I forgot what language it is that his mom named him, but Kawhi translates to coffee, so I can appreciate that.
I didn't
Okay,
know that.
yeah, I
Okay.
can appreciate that. But with Westbrook, they won't win it. That's for sure. um,
Well, he has a different role right now. He's more of a defensive player, so they can rely on everybody else to score. He
yeah,
just needs to shut down that's like one person, that Devin Booker.
he needs to shut his mouth down. I think that's what really needs to happen with Westbrook. I'm sorry, Westbrook. See, the problem is he's always arguing with fans, and what I don't understand is why these players let these fans get in their head when you're the successful one. These are people that come and watch you. Don't let them get under your skin.
I don't know. I don't understand that either. You make millions of bucks and you complain to a fan who paid
Right?
$2,000 just to watch you.
Just to watch you. Who cares if they heckle you? Because at the end of the day, you're the one with the millions. You're the one that they come to watch. They're the ones that are sitting, eating their food, watching you. Who
Drinking
cares?
like this much alcohol
Yeah, and
for
they're
for
always the
like 50
ugliest.
bucks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're always the ugliest people that because you would have, and it's just like, why do you let these losers get in your head? They literally pay this money to heckle you, knowing that they get under your skin.
right.
So it's like
So
so ridiculous when they fight with them. It's just like, and Westbrook is always one that is fight. I always see him fighting. It's like, who cares what these people say? They're
he used to
losers.
be. I mean, he used to be great, but now he's just
Yeah, in Oklahoma, that was a good team,
no. That was not a good team.
but they never won. It wasn't good enough. That
That
just
was
shows you. It was
that
good, but
was
it wasn't good enough.
that was our team. That was supposed to be our team.
Okay, so he's
That was supposed to be our final that we lose.
got you. Okay. The Durant though, that whole thing, and it just shows you can't have. It's same with Miami. I knew with the whole LeBron, it's too many stacked egos that
Yeah.
it's going. And the same with Lakers. I don't care how far they're gonna make it, which they won't win. Too many egos, it's gonna fall apart.
Whatever. No, I mean the Lakers are playing pretty well against the Grizzlies, and the Grizzlies don't have.
Ja Morant right now,
Yeah. So
which he should have still been suspended because he was originally given that 52 game suspension for his reckless acts, and then
hmm
they were like, you know what, no.
because he
And
went to rehab. That's why.
yeah, that's such a cop. He didn't go to rehab because he wants help. He went to rehab so he can fool people to play.
Yeah.
Mm,
Exactly.
that was
So
it. I don't like him. So I think that was karma. What happened to his hand?
yeah, that I mean the Grizzlies could win if they had Steven Adams, but Steven Adams out for the rest of the playoffs.
I love Steven Adams, and if this man doesn't win a ring before the end of his career, I would be heartbroken.
He's not gonna win one.
No, he needs to go to somewhere then. I think he would be good in. I don't even know.
Put him on the Bucks. So win one there.
Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. Even if he's sitting on the bench, I don't care. I want this guy to win a ring. I want him
That's
to
true.
win a ring.
That's true.
I want him to win a ring. I really like
He,
such a nice guy.
he is. He breaks up a lot of fights
He
that are
does.
unnecessary.
And you know what? He has like 17 brother and sisters, and I think that's why. You know,
But I mean,
you got to
yeah,
keep
I
the
heard about that.
peace. And his sisters are all like Olympians too. Like it's a very successful family athletically.
Yeah, he's very he's in this community down there. He's from New Zealand, right?
Yeah,
So yeah, he's very close down there, and people love him.
he's a Kiwi. I believe that's what they call it if you're from New Zealand. I think you're called a Kiwi. I'm like 95% sure on that.
Big dude named Keith. Oh,
No,
do we?
I don't know why they call it that. I don't know anyone from New Zealand, but I would have to Google that, why they call themselves that.
Interesting.
It looks like Philadelphia, we got 8 seconds left, 100-97. I mean, I don't want Harden to ever win a ring. I think that
Here's the
guy's so full
here's
of
the,
it.
here's the thing: Brooklyn does not deserve to be in the playoffs.
They
I'm
don't.
gonna say that
They don't.
they got rid of Durant and Kyrie Irving, and majority of those wins was from Kyrie and Durant. The rest of the
Right.
wins you don't deserve. I mean, yeah, they're in the playoffs because they got carried, but
Facts.
whatever. But
Facts.
the funny thing is, Dallas tried to buy the way into the playoffs, and the experiment with Kyrie failed
Yep.
miserably.
Yep. I hate Mark Cuban, who owns the Dallas Cowboys. Oh my God, Mavericks.
Same thing. Same thing.
So I'm really happy that happy that they're not here.
Um, I wanted them to be in the playoffs because I wanted to see Luca
Okay.
in the playoffs. But
Yeah.
that's it.
I don't like Luca. I think his ego is wild, but he needs to be put in his place. But I really shouldn't have to worry because I don't think Dallas will ever win it.
No, because they got rid of their I don't remember his name, but he went to the New York Knicks.
Okay, see that makes sense.
And he was supposed to be really good this year, but he popped off in New York, and
Got
he
you.
signed like a 3-year contract now. So he's in New York. So Dallas can't get him back. Dallas, if Dallas had that player,
Yeah,
that player is scoring around 20 points per game now. So
got
if they
it.
had that player in Dallas, they would be in the playoffs. But
Got it.
they got rid of him because he only had one good season.
Okay, that makes sense.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay,
but
good to know. I know that Mark Cuban tried to buy the Washington Redskins, aka Commanders or whatever they are now.
no, I didn't hear that. But
Yeah, he tried to. It was him between him and Bezos who wanted
Bezos
it.
is Bezos is trying to buy the Seahawks now.
God, he just moves on. I mean, it makes sense that Amazon is there, but
We don't the community of the Seattle Seahawks that you don't like. Weird. Don't we don't want him to buy it.
yeah, because he already owns so much, it's like back off. And
Yeah,
I feel that same way with Mark Cuban. Go focus on your Mavericks because they suck time and time again. You don't have Nowitzki anymore, and even when you did, you didn't do much.
that's true.
So
Oh, don't get me going about that guy. I love him. He's a great
no,
basketball player.
he
But
is. He is. I just hated when they beat the Spurs based on punching, who I believe it was Manu Ginobili. It was Stackhouse, the guy that
Stackhouse.
wore six
Ooh.
pairs of socks because he's sick. 6 pairs of socks I remember he wore for good luck, and he basically broke Ginobili's nose for like the 100th time because we all know Ginobili, his nose has been broken quite a bit. We know that.
Yeah.
It looked like it was messed up because of how many times he had broken it. And I remember that, and I won't forget it. That team, they won it that year based on garbage. Garbage. So I have not let it go.
Dang. You
Yeah.
don't let things go.
I do not let things go. Not in the world of sports. I will forever. Like Cam was it Cam Akers from LA Rams when he knocked out another player, and when everyone was worried for his safety, he said he's down, and you can read his lips. He said, "Good, fuck him." And since then, I honestly hope Cam Akers like catches syphilis or
Cam
something.
Akers, no, don't worry. Cam Akers sucks now. So
He sucks, and he's a terrible human being. I hope he catches syphilis. I hope nothing goes well for him. That was so disgusting. Like this is a guy's he's knocked out. Like obviously concussion. It could have been really bad. You know?
yeah, don't worry.
It's just yeah.
We don't worry. You'll agree with me here. The Rams suck now.
Yeah, the Rams are getting Rams.
They're one hit. They were a one-hit wonder team.
Yeah, and I mean, come on, you're telling me that it's not that game against the Niners where they called every penalty for breathing, okay? They called it against the Niners. You're telling me that the team that hosts the Super Bowl, it wasn't set up for them to win? Come on.
The Eagles?
No, it was
Was it-
Rams when the SoFi Stadium hosted it. That's when LA won.
Right.
Yeah, and you're telling me that wasn't coincidence? Sure.
Yeah. Weren't they the first team to win a Super Bowl at home?
Yes. Yeah, because it was obviously set up. Obviously. Like
They didn't even deserve that Super Bowl, in my opinion.
They didn't. That's what I'm saying. It was so garbage. And
I
now
was so butthurt when they won.
that's how Niners had if we won that, we obviously won the Super Bowl. Like, it was so easy. It would have been so easy. But
against the Bengals.
yeah, we
Nah, the
beat them.
Bengals. The offense was good.
Not against. We would have easily won. I mean, LA got them so well. That's
I'm
what I'm
waiting.
saying.
Okay, I'm waiting for you guys to win the Super Bowl.
I know.
I was like, were you? I knew. Were you guys sucked in the beginning of the season?
Mhm.
I was like, this isn't you guys. And
That's
then when you guys
because of Jimmy, who chokes, professional choker.
anyway, so when you guys started winning, I was like, okay, you guys are gonna win the Super Bowl. It's gonna make me butthurt. But it's like it's finally you guys won a Super Bowl.
Don't get me started on the
It's like
Philadelphia.
finally you guys won a Super Bowl.
Don't get me started.
And now it's like all that injuries happened. I was like, oh come on. So I think, and you probably might disagree with me. I think that this coming season is your last chance to win it.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
And if you don't win it, because you got Hargraves, so if you don't win it this year,
Absolutely.
your team's gonna go.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more with you. I wanted Tom Brady because this man literally stayed in the locker room every time he played the Niners for an extra hour. Okay. He was taking pictures of the locker room. He said his dream was to play for the Niners because his parents are from the area so they can watch him play. Mike Shanahan, who I seriously hope skydives away, skydive into the sunset, skydive, get out. I want you to get out of the Niners, okay?
I didn't know you were that.
I hate
Fire.
Shanahan. I hate Shanahan.
Really?
He said no to Tom Brady.
I think after this year,
no to Tom Brady. What is wrong with you?
you guys probably could have won 2 Super Bowls.
Are you kidding? We would have won every year. Are you kidding? Every year we've had Jimmy Garoppolo, as I call Garoppolo because we don't want him. Every year we've had him, we would have won. Our defense can't be stopped.
True. I mean, yeah. I think this is your last season.
It is. And Brock Purdy, what's up, Toaster? What's going on? This is our last year. Now that Tom Brady's retired, I hate Mike Shanahan for it. His play call sucks. Jimmy was a professional choker, and when Brock came in, I just knew that this guy, it's a Cinderella story. You know what I mean?
I hope the Tommy surgery goes well.
It did go well. Yeah.
But we'll see because Tommy surgery is a toss-up. So you can come back successful with it, or you can come back unsuccessful with it.
He already has his brace off. So
that's good.
Yeah, it's looking. But the thing is, it's like the Philadelphia Eagles, which they told, like, the fact that you injured all of our players and then you're proud that you won, like. You literally, and our offensive line sucked because Mike Shanahan refused to make changes to protect our quarterback. The reason why, by the way, that Niners have been getting injured, I don't know if you know this, but our strengthening trainer, who was with our team forever, he fired him when Shanahan arrived originally, and he brought in the guy from the NHL who was fired from hockey for getting his teammates injured so much. That's the person that's strengthening these teams.
What are they doing wrong? Because I know this is off topic for what we were going to discuss. And I'm actually intrigued because I'm always wondering why you guys are always hurt.
We're always hurt because this idiot who was obviously kicked out of a whole league, aka they did not want his ass. They said, you know what, we've been injured, no more. And Shanahan was like, this is a great idea. Then you have McGlinchey, who can't even protect our quarterback ever. That I swear, if I see him on the streets, you know what I mean? Like, don't see me there. Don't see me like.
You guys, man.
We had it.
You guys have lost, I think, 3 important offensive line this off season.
Yeah.
Which I was really shocked. I'm really hoping that Hargraves bolsters your defense.
I know.
But it really depends if you guys can stay healthy.
I know. I mean, we just need better strengthening. That's it.
Right, and you don't really have a wide receiver core right now. You only have Debo.
No, we have Christian McCaffrey. He does it all.
Then your running back is solid. I mean,
yeah.
I was so butthurt when you guys got Christian McCaffrey. I was so angry.
Sorry.
I was like, no! Why did you have to play for the 49ers? So,
So sorry.
but it's gonna be an interesting season because I know we're off topic, but
No, you're good.
it's just gonna be the Seahawks versus the 49ers this season.
Yeah.
I don't know if I know you don't pay attention to the Seahawks, but we got some good defensive players
Right.
coming.
Right. No.
Uh, and we have the 5th pick and the 20th pick. So
No,
we're
you
seeing.
guys are always solid. You guys are always solid.
So I love because my expectations for the NFC West is it's gonna be the 49ers or the Seahawks.
I agree.
The Cardinals just float there,
Mm-hmm.
and the Rams
Right.
are just like a toss up. And um, I really hope we can get back to that rival
Me
between the
too.
49ers
I
and the
miss
Seahawks
it.
because I miss it too.
I miss it. I mean, because it's been so like it's been a lull. You know, we've hit
Yeah,
a lull.
it's casual now. It's just like there's no, it's like last year we beat you guys 2 times. This year you guys no. Before last year we
Before
beat you
last
guys
year, yeah.
2 times. And then you guys beat us 2 times.
Yeah.
And then we almost beat you once, but you guys beat us 3 times. And then maybe this year we'll beat you 2 times. And then or you'll beat us more.
Right.
So it's just like that's how the NFC West is, and
It is,
it's
yeah.
fun. It's fun.
It is. I think it's a lot of fun. I mean, I love a rivalry, but now it's Philadelphia, which is crazy that their best defensive player on their defensive line came to Niners now. So
Yeah, I was like
this guy that who I was just like basically wishing horrible things. I was like, okay, we'll accept you now.
everybody in the NFL was like, dude, everybody in the NFL was like, where is the 49ers cap space?
It's just we got money on money. We got it like that.
It's like everybody was like, where are you guys getting the money?
In all honesty, we need to get rid of Trey Lance. In all honesty, this guy, I don't think he's gonna flourish here.
Oh, you probably heard the rumors that he's gonna get traded.
Yes,
so
we do need the cap space, and honestly, we don't need Debo anymore.
can I say it?
Yeah, go for it.
He's washed.
He is. He is.
I don't. He choked in the playoffs.
This is what happened. And I knew this happens with a lot of players, right? They get lucky because it's beginner's luck on their rookie season. They talk this big game, their egos rise. And I said, the year 2, we'll see if you can keep up. Year 2, he could not keep up. Your sophomore year, you sucked. And we don't need you anymore. And I know every year it's like, him and his brother talk so much crap on social media. Like, we don't want to be here anymore. Oh, like my brother wants out. Then please leave so we can pay somebody else who's actually worthy.
Right. I agree. I mean, Debo teared us up. I mean, they're going to tear the Seahawks up anyway.
Right.
But, but once he didn't play against the Seahawks, he didn't exist anymore.
Yeah, he didn't exist anymore. And
but my favorite player on your team is Fred Warner.
Oh, I love Fred Warner. He is such a nice guy.
He's a beast.
He is a beast. You know who my favorite is? Greenlaw. I think that guy is so...
Oh my God.
Hear me out. He is so batshit that you need that.
He's a beast.
He's a beast.
It was when we were beating the 49, when we were beating you guys, I think 14-12.
Yeah.
There was a rumor there was an interview that Fred Warner said he had to chew out the whole team.
Yeah,
he was like, why are we down to the Seahawks?
He's totally like what I don't understand is like so Fred Warner and I think is it Debo or somebody has beef on that team. I can't remember who, but they have beef like on the team. Like it's kind of crazy, but I love Fred Warner.
On the 49ers?
Yeah, on the 49ers. Yeah, they have beef. And I'm trying to think who it is, but I can't remember. But yeah, Warner is one of them. I love it. I love Greenlaw. I mean, I really wanted Joey Bosa, and I know that sounds greedy.
That is greedy.
I know. I'm aware. But to have 2 brothers play on each
side. That's not going to happen. If that happens, I'm done with it.
No, he's still under contract, sadly. But my point
is...
he's not
going to the Niners when he's gone.
You don't think?
No. He's going to either stay with the Chargers or go to an East Coast team.
Come to us.
Nobody wants to play
Ugh.
for no one wants to play for Pacific Northwest teams.
That's true. You have a good point.
We travel the most.
I mean, you do have a good point. I'm not gonna lie.
So and nobody wants to pay taxes.
That's true.
I get it, but no one wants to pay the California taxes. No one wants to pay the Seattle
True.
taxes.
True.
Nobody wants to play for Arizona because their organization sucks.
True.
No one wants to play for the Rams because they're in California. So
Try
And
killing
nobody
bug.
wants to. I heard the Oakland A's are actually really moving to.
It's the worry freeway.
Excuse me,
Not the other way.
YouTube are moving to Vegas. It's
good. Bye.
it's like really set now.
Bye.
Yeah, we don't need, as someone in California, we don't need the Giants and the Oakland A's.
No, get out of there. We don't like
need-
it. We don't like the A's up here.
No, I don't care about baseball. It's my least favorite. I always root Giants if I need to, but as long as the Dodgers don't win, that's kind of my view on it. It is my least favorite sport. I do not watch baseball. I know a lot about it, but for me, no, my least favorite. It's too boring. You know what I mean? It takes them 5 minutes to even throw a pitch. Like
They changed that rule. It's 30 seconds now.
I don't. Even if it's 30 seconds, it's not fast enough. It is not fast enough. But yeah, like I'm excited though to see honestly what happens there and with the Niners. We will definitely. I can't wait for football season. We'll be talking about it week after week after week.
I'm excited for football season. This is actually the first time I've been excited about football in a long time.
Me too.
I was happy when Wilson left.
Yeah.
Because we needed a taller quarterback.
Wilson is like
you guys exposed us way too much.
Yeah.
Wilson.
Well, he's like not thriving. Not thriving in
he finally
Denver.
he finally has an offensive line.
Yeah.
They spent a lot of money.
True.
So
that's a good point.
I'm just excited because the 49ers have a pretty good team. And the Seahawks are whatever we do in this draft, it's going to help our defense. So.
Totally. I mean, like I said, I can't wait. It's going to be fun. It's good to. Yeah. I hope we get that rivalry back. I really
I'll send you DM. Say ha, we won.
You know what? I'm going to tag you. I'm going to embarrass you.
No, you're not going to tag me. Hey, I will.
I'm going to tag you. But speaking of rivalry and hate, I do want to turn our attention to Draymond Green. And how he's a menace, probably the worst player ever, in my opinion. The cancer to the NBA is Draymond Green. And I also want to say that Warrior fans are cancer to the NBA because let me tell you something. That's my home team. Doesn't mean I root for him, just by like location, right? Yeah. Where were all of you when Monte Ellis was leading this team?
Monte Ellis,
or Baron Davis. Where were all of you fans when they were on our team and you guys were last place year after year after year? Then you get Curry, Rice, right? And then he kicked Monte basically off the team. Basically. And I loved Monte Ellis, so I will always take his side. But it's kind of crazy that these bandwagons came along. Then they think they're like, what I really hate about Warrior fans is like these players can't do wrong and they act like they're Jesus Christ and can walk on water. They like really put him on a pedestal. It's like sickening. It's sickening.
The only player I said Stephen Curry, but I changed my mind. It's Klay Thompson because he knows Washington State exists.
Like, honestly, I hate the Warriors. I will always hate him. The announcers for them always like take up for him. They like defend him no matter what. They can't do wrong. They're the golden child. They're the golden team. It's like disgusting. Honest to God, these bandwagon fans are the worst. And I promise you, when Golden State, they won't win this year. I think they're done. Draymond's for sure done after this year because he punched Jordan Poole in preseason because they renewed his contract and not Draymond's.
I mean, I heard there was a disagreement in the locker room.
It wasn't a disagreement in the locker. It was first he did punch Durant in the preview. That's why Durant left, was because of the bully Draymond. But secondly, that was in preseason during practice. He punched Poole.
Yeah.
Crazy because your contract didn't get renewed. Maybe because you're in you're literally a liability.
He's like 35 years old too.
Yeah, and I don't care when people say he's the best defensive player. The guy puts up
He's
averages 2
not.
points a game, dude. Two
He's
points
not
a
the
He's
no.
not.
Yeah, when people say he's the best defender in the NBA, I chuckle because
He's
he
not.
gets I understand he's like a game changer. Like he is a game changer when it comes to like certain situations.
Right.
But he got carried.
He got carried. If he didn't have Steph or Clay, who would Draymond be?
A bench player.
A bench player who just flaps his gums. Like, I'm so sick of this guy being a menace. He's just, and these fans that are literally like taking up for him, always defend him.
Right.
It's kind of like, you know, when like you always hear a typical story about some athlete at like Stanford that's accused of rape, and then you have all the friends that like back him up, even though they know what he did was wrong and accurate. Like, that's what it gives me. It's so disgusting. It's just like
yes men.
Yes, they're yes man. They don't hold them accountable. So obviously, for those that watch basketball, they are playing the Sacramento Kings, and
they're gonna win.
They have to win. They're playing right now, so I'm hoping that or I think it's now. Hoping they win. Draymond did get suspended for this, but I want to show you guys a typical Draymond fashion, which, by the way, I know his tricks. He kicks Steven Adams in the ball. Never forget that.
Never.
He does this thing, and I've noticed because I saw him do it the first game, and the second game he got caught, but the first game he does this thing where he pretends like he falls on you, but he pretends he's in the motion of getting up and falls his fat ass back down to pin the player on the floor. I don't know if you noticed. Pay attention next time. He does this, and my sister and I have always seen it. He does it. He moves his arms in a way like, oh, I'm in my way of getting up. Oh, I'm falling back down because I can't get up. He can't get up, but he chooses to pin that player down with his fat ass. Yes. Yes, and I am shaming him because I hate him. So I honestly hate this guy.
I'm a Sabonis.
I love Sabonis.
Fan.
I love Sabonis. So, yeah.
Oh, he went to the greatest college basketball program in the country. Yeah, he went to Gonzaga.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty top tier.
When he left, he scored 18 points per game and had 15 rebounds per game.
Yeah, he's really, I mean, this guy's the future.
A sophomore in college.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
He is one of the nicest players you meet too. And everybody doubted him because he has really small hands. So he's undersized for his position. He's only 6'11". So, well, he's 6'10".
That's still hella tall.
Yeah.
What's crazy is that when you say he's only like in basketball, like it means nothing. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, I'm really a fan of his. So this happened game 2, typical Draymond fashion, what he does. But like I said, pay attention. This guy does it time and time again. But this time he decides to curb stomp Sabonis. And here we go. You guys can see it for yourself. Okay. Oh, wait, you know what? I think I have this muted. Hello? I don't want this. Where is... Oh, I don't know why this is... There we go. It is not end. There we go. Unmute. Press play. It is for some reason.
Monk
there we go.
puts it up. And Curry's got the board. Green gets tied up. And a technical has been assessed. Sabonis is down.
Let me say this. Draymond stepped on him, but Sabonis grabbed his leg first.
No, he did not. I'm going to talk about that in a second.
Sabonis.
I'm going to talk about that in a second.
Writhing in pain.
Now watch the end of this play.
I see it.
As he goes down, watch him grab Draymond right there.
Nope. Look at this.
Now, that right there.
Look at this.
Is where the foul came in.
So disgusting.
So he grabs Draymond's leg right there. Now Draymond steps on him.
Yes. So you guys can see for yourself. J-Rev, what's going on? 1000% deserves a tech. Yeah, he got a flagrant 2. And usually a flagrant 2 wouldn't result in a suspension per rules. But because of Draymond's nature and how many times he does dirty plays, they definitely suspended him. I feel like it's not a playoff if he's not getting suspended.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
He got suspended a bunch last year too.
Now, the argument is Sabonis went to grab him, right? This is what I think happened, and I know it's what happened. He went to grab his head because he had fallen, and when he went to grab his head, Draymond's leg happened to just be in there, and Sabonis let go immediately. Like, if he was intentionally grabbing his leg, he would have continued to hold him down. Okay.
Right.
But I know that players, they like go, they like grab their face or they grab something when they're in pain. It's like usually the go-to. He went to do that. And in the midst of that, it just happened. His leg happened to it, but he let go right away. And I don't know how somebody thinks it's okay to curb stomp another player because he somehow grabbed your leg. This is a disgusting display of behavior, but I'm not shocked coming from the player it's coming from.
I was upset about it.
Upset. I mean, he has a bruised sternum. Not playing today. Mind you.
Oh, he's not playing?
No, he has a bruised sternum.
Oh.
And I'm glad his x-rays were negative because what people don't realize is your ribs are protecting so many of your organs.
Right.
So if you break a rib or crack, it can puncture your lung. You have your liver. All of that stuff is in there. Thankfully, it came back negative, but he has a bruised sternum. Yeah, J-Rev said, so they aren't trample. That's why they aren't trample. So if he really wanted to hold his leg, wouldn't he not have let go? But he let go immediately when he realized it was Draymond's leg. I think
the Golden State Warriors organization is accusing Sabonis for injuring Draymond's ankle. And I'm like,
dude,
that man walked off just fine.
And you know what's adding insult to injury? This man actually asked for an x-ray for his leg. Yeah. He asked for an x-ray. He needs a CT scan of his brain so we can see how small it really is.
He doesn't have a brain.
He doesn't have, exactly. It'll show up empty. Not to mention that with the fans, he called them pussies. When the fans, he was like literally clapping at him, calling him pussies when they were all waving bye-bye to him. Which I love. I love when fans do that. It's so funny to me. Yeah. And
I mean, those fans should have been kicked out.
What do you mean? They should have been kicked out for waving bye?
Because you're not supposed to talk. You're not supposed to banter the players anymore.
But they just waved. But they were just doing what we all know was gonna happen.
I know, but it's called bantering now, right?
Well, they didn't say anything though. I don't think they said anything.
I mean, they made Draymond mad. But,
yeah, but that thing is, it doesn't take much to make Draymond mad because he's so sensitive. I would be that fan. I would be that fan.
I was upset because like Sabonis is one of my favorite players.
Yeah.
And he carried the what's Fox? The Sacramento basketball team to the playoffs.
Right.
Like they needed them. So
he straight up curb stomped. Like I don't get it.
I don't get it either. I mean, it was the fan reactions were like I think 85% were on Sabonis' side, and the rest 15% were.
But you know what's crazy?
Boys of Draymond and blah blah blah.
The announcers, Mr. Azubuike, and for those that don't know, he's an ex-Warrior player. He does the ones for local like Warrior, right? Local games that you watch, like people in this region watch. They literally two announcers them. One was him defending Draymond. Defending him because I told you these people are like bought and paid for. They're like afraid of him. Maybe he has dirt on him. I honestly don't know. Defending him.
Why?
Because they were like, oh, Sabonis. Because like I told you, they're like messiahs. These people worship the Warriors. It's weird. It's a cult. It almost feels like a cult.
Did they worship the Warriors when?
No.
Davis was there. And...
Nope. That's what's so weird to me is it's like. This weird messiah, this weird cult, like it's giving David Koresh like Waco vibes. Like I'm not
Waco vibes.
Like it's giving Waco vibes. Like it's so weird. Not holding him accountable. If you're running forward, okay, and he wanted to like aggressively kick his foot away from him. Fine, like don't grab me. Like when people are like don't touch me, and it's kind of like whatever. But the fact that you turned around and knowing he's there and stomped on his ribs, disgusting.
That's a grown ass man. That's like a 200-pound man On your
200 is
chest.
nice. 200 is
on your
nice.
chest.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah,
I think he's like 240.
for sure. He's definitely,
But
imagine all that weight pressing down on your rib.
like today when I was playing basketball, there's this guy who's like 6'5", and
Uh,
I probably weigh more than him, but because he's tall, he weighs more than me.
I see. Yeah.
But he's like, I think he's like around maybe 185.
Got you.
I went up for a shot, and then he blocked the ball, but he fouled me. If he landed on me,
Imagine.
that would have hurt me a lot.
Imagine.
Yeah.
It would be so painful. And the fact that, to me, first of all, when people say Draymond's agility, the guy has no stamina. Okay, I'm telling you right now, he's the kind of guy that sprints fast for 5 seconds before he's out of breath and done.
I bet his breath smells.
Oh yeah, he's just a disgusting, scuzzy human being, and he's not even a human at this point. He's just like a disgusting creature. Like, I don't like him.
I've never liked him. He when he opens his mouth, it just makes me want to put a cork in it.
Absolutely. He's this like gremlin. Like, I just, and I feel like I'm being, he does look like everyone that compare, they print out Donkey from Shrek.
I was gonna bring that up. I didn't know if that was appropriate. So.
I don't know if it is, but if people don't know, they do print out pictures of, it was especially in Boston because they made the "Fuck You Draymond" shirts. They do that. It's just like everyone hates him. And you know what's funny is I don't think people would be comparing him to the Donkey from Shrek if he wasn't such a terrible human.
Right, and there's some Golden State Warrior fans that I know that don't like Draymond.
No,
because they don't like it when he opens his mouth.
But sadly, a majority love him. And what's even crazier is that he choked a woman at a bar. Let's not forget that. And somehow it's okay. So I will continue. I don't care what's appropriate, what isn't appropriate. I will continue to hate this man.
Man, it must be nice to be rich.
It must be nice to get away with everything, right?
Yeah, get away with everything. You can literally.
Yep.
Be like Morant, point a gun at a teenager, get away with it.
And that's another. It's so gross. Remember when Gilbert Arenas had guns in his locker room?
I remember that.
And they like kicked him to another country, and yet now it's like totally okay. Like, I feel like if he played today, he would have been fine.
Yeah, it's just like, it's ridiculous.
Athletes get away with everything. It's so sick.
They're gods, basically.
They are, and it's pretty gross.
It's the different world. I see it, like, there's some stuff they do that it would get me in trouble.
Yeah, totally.
It's insane.
Oh yeah.
It's insane.
Mm-hmm. I think one of my favorite Draymond comparisons, though, is when they get him to the meme of that guy that goes like, "Got him,"
Yeah, got him. Yeah, I've seen him.
So that one's a good one too. I do enjoy that. Anything that shits on Draymond, I'm here for.
But I mean, going back to Sabonis, I don't know if you know. Do you know his history?
I don't.
So he's from Lithuania.
Okay, gotcha.
So he's from there. His dad is the Hall of Famer. So I don't remember his name, but Sabonis.
Something Sabonis. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, his dad used to play for Portland, the Trailblazers. And so, yeah, his dad used to play for the Soviet Russia before they were
I see.
Lithuania.
Yeah.
And then, so he came down, his son Sabonis comes down, plays for Gonzaga, gets drafted from Oklahoma City, doesn't play that much, and then he gets traded to Indiana, the Indiana Pacers, plays a little bit there, fan base hates him for some reason, then gets traded to Perfect Fit, Sacramento. And the fan base embraces him and everything, and he's thriving there.
He's thriving. Sac fans are super loyal.
So I mean, y'all California don't deserve four basketball teams.
No, we don't.
And I was kind of upset when the city bought them. Yeah. Bought them back.
Honestly, yeah.
It was good. They were gonna be the Sonics, but then they got bought out.
It's usually how it goes.
Yeah, it made me mad because it was just like, and jealous too, because their fan base did what the Sonics fan base did, but we got bought out, so we couldn't save our team. Yeah,
it's all about it. It's all about it. It's like crazy. You don't have it, you have no control, and it sucks because fans suffer.
Yeah, but I'm happy for the Sacramento Kings They got a really good player, Sabonis. He's really good.
I know
Like he's
he's really good.
22,
Yeah,
15. He
he's
led the NBA in rebounding this season.
which is crazy.
Yeah,
Which is crazy
I was
because
so happy for him.
where's Anthony Davis and all this? You know what I mean? Like, why is that guy not getting it? He's basically
Yeah,
at the
'cause
head is at the basket, basically eye to
he,
eye.
he got hurt. I think he only played 50
He's
games this
he's
season.
always hurt. I can't keep up anymore. You know what I mean?
So
J-Rev said 200 plus all the training they do on their legs to run and jump. Exactly. So imagine this guy. It's just, he's so scummy. This is why so many people troll him. It's not like they're jealous that he won 4. He likes to throw that around. Like, I won 4 rings. That's why they're jealous. Like, no, people just hate you.
right.
Like, nobody, if people hated Kobe, it was because he was so good.
That's
Okay?
why I hated Kobe.
That's right, because he was so good. But nobody hated Kobe because he was terrible. Yeah, he cheated on his wife, but look at him. Like, nobody, obvious. Like, you know what I mean?
No, he was he spoke like 4 languages.
Yeah, no, he was smart. I loved everything about Kobe. Like, to me, when he cheated on his wife, I was like, well, duh, look at him. Like, duh. You know what I mean?
He was very. I think he grew up in a military family,
Yeah.
so
I
he
mean,
has that respect.
he was a class act. He was a class act. I mean, on and off the court. Like I said, I don't believe the whole allegation because clearly the judge ruled in his favor. That girl's story never held to me. Yeah, that was like, yeah. And also the DNA evidence also, he was correct. The DNA that he had presented, he was right. So people always try to take him down for something, but what I don't understand why they defend Draymond when he's so bad. Like, Kobe got so much unnecessary, and it's so gross that they mock his death. It's like so disgusting to me. But if that was Draymond, they would be holding like a funeral service for the world.
Right.
You know?
I don't know. Yeah,
It's
I was
hypocrisy.
bummed. I mean, I wasn't a Kobe fan, like I said. I was bummed just the way he died.
I know. It's unfair.
Yeah, it was unfair.
Yeah.
100%.
And it's yeah.
So, but
But
I don't
Draymond,
understand why people. I don't understand why people treat Draymond like a god. I keep telling people are like, nah. Like, I got an argument with somebody a couple years ago, and I said, Draymond is only good because he's getting carried by Curry and Thompson. If he was playing for like the Detroit Pistons, he would be a nobody.
Absolutely.
He would be scoring. He would be scoring 3, maybe 5 rebounds and 2 assists per game.
Absolutely.
If he doesn't have, it's like me in video games, right? if I don't have anybody good on my team, I suck.
Right. You're gonna get right. And
Yeah.
that's anybody, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I perform better when I have better people on my team. That's like Draymond.
Right.
He performs better when he has better people on his team.
As an individual, he can't carry nothing.
No.
You can.
So that's why I really, really want. He won't leave the Warriors unless Thompson or Curry leave.
No, this is it. They didn't renew his contract this year. I think this is it.
So I'm excited for him to go to a different team.
Yeah.
And see how much he sucks.
Right? And then watch this. When you heard it here first, right? Warrior fans will then hate Draymond when he's doing these dirty things onto their players.
Exactly.
Then they're going to say, whoa, because they did the same thing with Kevin Durant. They worshipped him. And then when Kevin Durant left, it was, he's a snake. No, he was always a snake. But you just used him to get what you wanted. And now it's a problem. But when Draymond does something dirty to Curry or Clay, then it's going to be a problem.
Yeah. I like Durant just for one reason. It's because he really wants the Sonics back in Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, that's where he was. That was that career.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And like, I don't have anything. I don't hate Durant. I don't like Durant. I don't think about Durant. He's just like not a factor to me. But it's like crazy that these Warrior fans, aka the cultists, are worshiping, but then they spit on you the moment you leave. Like,
yeah.
I can't wait for Draymond to do his dirt. They're going to be like, oh, he's now dirty. Like, no, he was always dirty, but you just didn't see it.
Yeah, I'm not a Warriors fan.
No, I'm not.
I hate the Warriors. The fan base is
toxic.
That fan base is up there with the Cowboys and
Absolutely.
the Raiders and the Raiders.
Oh, Raiders! I don't even want to. Yeah,
Oh my
we
God,
can have a
we
whole
don't.
episode dedicated to those.
We need to. We have a hate.
Let's
We have
do
an
it.
NFL hate episode.
We do. We actually do. Honestly, I can't wait to talk more sports.
Yeah.
I guess we'll tie it back into somewhat gaming. I know we've kind of gone off, but that's okay. I love sports so much, and I'm
love
glad I can
sports.
talk exactly why I had you on, because I love talking about sports. But I guess to wrap it up with some gaming news, I had a bunch of things to get through, but you know what? We're gonna save that for next week, chat, because sports are more important sometimes. You know what I mean? It's playoff time. Okay, you guys have to understand. We're in playoffs. Basically, the gaming news I have is a Ubisoft update, which they had like their own video you can watch on YouTube. It's kind of like a showcase, not a showcase. We got updates on The Division and Division Heartland. We have Year 5 being released, which I can't believe Division 2 is still going on, because, like, honestly, that game wasn't. Did you ever play Division 1 or 2?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. I mean, Division 1 is so good.
Is it Tom Clancy Division?
Yeah.
I think I played like 10 minutes of it and then I got pissed and stopped.
Okay, but it is a lot of work. I'm not gonna lie. I put in 1,000 hours, right? So when the second one came out, I knew right away it wasn't as good as the first, but I kept playing it. But now we're on Year 5. Like, who's actually playing this game? Like, I honestly don't know. Like, how many people are truly playing this game? But they're creating new content for it, which I'm annoyed that they didn't put this much effort in the first one, which was like their best game. This game like took over. It was so amazing. It was something new, fresh. Loved it. But with that, they got some stuff updated with that they're creating. I don't think we're going to see Division 3 for a very long time, since they're still working on Division 2. So yeah, we need a Siege 2 anyway, so they should probably take less time away from Division 2 and start thinking about the future of Rainbow Six. But of course, that's my bias coming in. We got an update on Division Heartland, which still no date is to be released. And I could have sworn like a few years ago, they said by 2023 it would be out. We talked about it a few weeks ago. Free PvP game and PvE. Basically like the Dark Zone and the Division. But now they're still in closed beta. They need more people to play it, so you can sign up for PC.
I signed up at work.
Yeah, because it's good, because we need feedback. We need players to play.
Well, it's the one I think that you're talking about. It's the zombie one. Is it that one?
It's not zombie. It's
it's a different one. It's a different one.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know what you signed up for.
I signed up for something that looks cool.
You signed up. This one, they're still in closed beta, which is kind of crazy, because like last year they also were in closed beta, but it is what it is. Ubisoft is in shambles as a whole company anyway. And they're adding survival points though. So like now the survival tactics, like your environment now affects your character. So this was a new update for that. So like now survival's become a big thing. It used to be just your gear and you just shoot your enemies and stuff. And now you got the elements working against you, and you have to wait to night and day cycles. Like all of that will have an effect.
Why does that sound like Back 4 Blood?
It kind of does, doesn't it? I think, you know what? I think they're just adding things to make it more interesting. I don't even remember what game it was, but Ubisoft like announced a Call of Duty type free game too, a few years ago. And I still haven't even seen that or heard from it. They like to throw these announcements out with no updates or actual any work towards it.
Yeah, that's Ubisoft.
That's Ubisoft. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand.
They had so much potential in Siege.
I know. We need another. I'm tired. Stop making it Year 7 and shit. We're done. Move on. Like, the content is dead.
Yeah.
The content is dead. Like, it's not even fun to play anymore. Like, it's at the point where I just play it to play it.
When they turned off team killing in the beginning
I know.
I was so upset, because my friends and I like to go up, right at your head,
right,
and go, ah. and then we're like, wait, what's happened?
You know what the problem is? It started with the voting to kick, which I absolutely loved. It started.
Oh yeah, we missed that.
We missed that, and it trickled. Give them an inch, they take a mile. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have like it started with that. We shouldn't have let the vote to kick go. That was just so much fun.
It was fun. It was fun when my buddies and I would four stack, and there was that one person, and
Yeah,
what,
'cause you got
and I'm
kicked.
like, we're gonna kick you,
Yeah.
and then the guy's like, oh, okay.
It's such an iconic thing. It was such an iconic thing. I loved when two people were fighting, like just talk and match it, and I would start the vote to kick, and then they would just TK each other, thinking that the other person started.
Yeah.
It was so great. It was
I
such
loved
a time.
I loved it too, because then one other person would be toxic to one of us,
Right.
and then we'd be like, hey boys, it's time, and then the kick,
Right.
and then the guy's like, really, and like, well, you're talking shit about a boy, so you're gone.
Right. Totally get it. I totally get it. It's just great. It was a good time. And so
And then they took it out, and then they took the TKing out, which I was
too much.
really
Yeah.
sad, which made me not really want to play anymore, because the TKing made that game fun for me,
Right.
because in the beginning, like it was the funniest thing to TK your friends in the beginning.
Right. It
Like
really
I was
was.
I was hyper focused one day, and my friend is like, "Lucas, want to see something?" And I turned around, and he kills me, and I'm like, and then one of my friends, she hasn't played Siege for a while,
Uh-huh.
and then she's crouched, and she's looking in this hole, and I shoot her in the back, and then she turns around really fast, and she's like, "Was that you?" And I said, "I don't know," and she's like, "You scared the shit out of me," and then she killed me. So
That is so good. That's classic. That's classic
like-
Siege. That's
I was
classic
like,
Siege.
why? It's like, why did you take that fun away?
Yeah. Why? Because trolling is the best. Like, games are games, but if it's multiplayer, you got to have something fun in there.
Yeah, it's like Valorant.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a fun game, but the community is just questionable.
Gotcha.
The community is trying to eliminate teabagging because teabagging is rape.
I did hear about that.
You have to give them consent.
Yes.
And then my female friend was on, I was on, and another friend was on, and another friend was on, and then she dies, and we all go up to her, and we start teabagging her, and she's like, no, and then like she's chilled about it, and she's laughing, and then and then we die, and then she starts teabagging us, and
See?
then
You need
So,
it. You need
yeah.
it. I can't believe when I read that, my eyes were rolling. Like Dead by Daylight could not exist anymore. If they
Yeah.
start implementing that, Dead by Daylight is a goner.
facts.
It's-
It's like
Like, what do
That
you
girl-
need consent for?
right, that girl and I that I talked about. We
Yeah.
have our differences politically,
Uh-huh.
but when it comes to video games, we're on the same level.
Right.
It's like one day I was like looking at my phone, and then she's like, Lucas, look at your screen, and I'm like, are you really teabagging me now? She's like, yeah, because you suck, and I'm like, oh shit. So
I
yeah,
absolutely love that. It is crazy though that they're like, this is not sexual assault. This isn't a video
it's
game.
not.
This is crazy. Why don't you
It's-
go focus then on Grand Theft Auto? That's basically grooming people to
Right.
have sex with prostitutes, and then why don't you go focus on that and less about teabagging?
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like
Why don't you go focus there? You know what I mean?
yeah, she'll start singing the song and teabagging me. She's like, I put my balls in your chin, and I'm like, okay.
She made a musical. I love this.
I'm like, you're so funny. So
I love that. I actually
Yeah.
love this. We need this song to go somewhere.
yeah, she's awesome. She's cool.
That's great.
We teabag each other a lot.
Yeah, teabagging is part of it. Like if I have a candle my sister bought me a long time ago for my birthday, and it says like, what does it say? I have to bring, remind me next time. I'm going to bring it. It says something about teabagging. It's like a candle to relax after you've been teabagged in Siege. Like it's
That's
something
fine.
like that. I have it. I'm going to have to show that next time. Cause
Okay.
that's, yeah. The last thing, guys, we will go through the Nintendo Switch showcase they had for their indie games, and we have a top 10. We will definitely start that next week, but I do want to remind y'all, if you don't already, if you have a Switch, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach actually released today for the Switch. So if that's something you want to play and you've not been able to get it because only have a Switch or whatnot, it is now available.
Is that a PvP or PvE?
I think it's bots. It's just like, you
Oh.
can't play with anyone. So I've never played it because they would scare the shit out of me. Basically, I don't do animatronics, but I don't know if there's like a multiplayer. I don't think so. But they are making a movie, and I can't wait for the movie to come out. Of Five Nights at Freddy's. That's gonna be. It's in production, so that's gonna be a while. It won't be out for a few years, but
they haven't made it. They haven't made one of those in a long time.
I know, right? But the Dead by Daylight movie is gonna be even better. I can't wait.
They're making a Dead.
Yes, we talked about it a few weeks ago here. Actually, it is with Blumhouse and James Wan, so the creator of Conjuring, and then of course Jason Blumhouse.
Oh,
yeah, they are making a Dead by Daylight.
Oh,
Yep, it's going to be so good. So they're working with Behavior Interactive and they are making, so right now they are finding a writer. So I mean, it's just announced. So I mean, like they're not even, they need a producer, they need a writer, but they're making a Dead by Daylight movie.
Cool.
Yeah, right?
I'm not a big fan of that game, but
I
like watching people play it.
I do play it only as killer, but I can only play it for like, it's too toxic, honestly. Like I hate the survivors in that game. That's why I have to play as killer.
That's fair. I mean, I played it a couple times and I'm like, you're so stupid.
It is. It's like it's too toxic there. I don't know. It's just like they always say you're a trash killer, but it's like I don't know the maps well enough to leave, so I'm gonna watch you die on the hook. Yes, that's called camping, but I'm not camping intentionally. I just don't know the maps well enough that if I leave, you get saved. I don't know where to come back to.
That's not. I mean, it's called it's camping, but that's a job.
It's a learning. You're learning. It's a killer. Exactly. Like, and honestly, in movies, I always root for the killer because I find the actors always so annoying that play like the teenage dummies. And I'm just like, you know what? It is what it is. Yeah. I understand.
Yeah. I mean, I love scary movies. So.
Me too. Yeah, you got to come back on. You're more than welcome to always join, by the way. FYI. But today was a great talk about sports. Yeah. I can't wait to see what our Kraken do. I'm going to go watch that recording. I can't wait.
I'm not going to. I wait for the highlights.
Oh, you wait for that? What do you mean? It's fun. It's okay. You don't watch hockey. I forget. You don't watch hockey. That's right.
I can't because I'll get butthurt.
Got you.
And I don't like getting mad.
Yeah, I hear you. Once you get mad and riled up, the day is ruined, literally.
Yep.
My day will be ruined if my teams don't win, honestly. That's just how it goes. It's just the mindset. It's like so depleting. But the highest of highs, the lowest of lows, But before we go today, I have a quote for y'all, and it's from Nolan Bushnell, and it reads, "Video games foster the mindset that allows creativity to grow." Absolutely love it. Video games are like literally the best. Like I don't understand people that don't play it or judge it, because that's I'm sorry, I'm not going to take up knitting. Okay. So I need my games. But thank you again so much for joining. I'll talk to you in the Discord after.
Okay, I would love to be back on to the next sport one. That was good. It was a good conversation.
This was great conversation. I love it. I appreciate everyone for being here. Y'all know if you do !guest, you can go follow. You can go follow Lucas here. You can go follow him. Thank you again. Guys, we'll be back here next Thursday, and we'll be talking more about this Nintendo Switch showcase and VR updates for y'all. Yeah, we got some VR news, and that'll be here for next week. Until then, thank you for being in the cafe. We will see you all next week. Thank you. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I can't wait for football season. It's gonna
I could talk about sports all day too.
Honestly, all right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you for having me.
No problem.
Brew.